Do you know that Malaysia has a 7-year master plan called NIMP 2030? NIMP stands for New Industrial Master Plan and is an industrial policy spearheaded by the Ministry of Investments, Trade and Industry, or MITI. NIMP 2030 focuses on capitalizing on emerging global trends to transform Malaysia's industries, specifically in manufacturing and manufacturing-related sectors. But what does this mean for the average Malaysian? Let's break down 6 ways NIMP 2030 will benefit Malaysians like you and me. The first is increased economic complexity. NIMP 2030 will focus on investing in higher value-added activities such as high-tech manufacturing so that Malaysia can produce more sophisticated products. By driving more research and development efforts from companies and academia, Malaysia can compete with regional peers in developing new products and core technologies. In return, Malaysians should expect to see a growth in GDP from 8.1% to 15% in the year 2030, which is consistent with the GDP of first world countries such as South Korea. This leads us to NIMP 2030's next goal, which is to create high-value job opportunities. With increased economic complexity, the nation will then require a significant number of highly skilled workers. This creates a ripple effect, which doesn't just create more job opportunities for Malaysians, but also better paying ones. For this goal, Malaysia is targeting 700,000 new jobs created and a huge increase in median monthly salary to 4,510 ringgit by 2030. Of course, with a highly skilled workforce, SMEs will also benefit down the line by being able to provide higher quality services and products. This chain reaction over time will lead to local SMEs being more competitive even by international standards, propelling them into something that's called the global value chain. What this means is that instead of relying on imported products and services to complete various processes in manufacturing local products, we'll be able to count on local SMEs to do the same thing. This will also mean domestic SMEs will be able to provide the same products and services to an international market, which is in line with NIMP's target of more than doubling our share of export-oriented SMEs by 2030. As the country's workforce and SMEs move up the value chain, we could see ambitious collaborations among our SMEs to create new manufacturing and economic clusters focusing on high-tech manufacturing, digital and green industries. Over time, these clusters may meet NIMP 2030's targets of doubling Malaysia's global market share in high-tech manufacturing exports and in green and digital exports by 2030. At the same time, NIMP 2030 aims to not just benefit businesses and the workforce, it also aims to improve inclusivity in the wider society. By creating an enabling environment that stimulates entrepreneurship, Malaysia hopes to promote equitable participation in economic activities to narrow all forms of disparities across all industry sectors. This translates to the upskilling of workers in marginalized communities and also increasing women participation in high-skilled manufacturing employment. Lastly, and perhaps one of the most important goals of NIMP 2030 is the enhancement of ESG practices in Malaysia. This involves adopting environmentally friendly production processes, ensuring responsible resource management, promoting fair labor practices, and strengthening corporate governance. One example of NIMP 2030's ESG goals is to reduce overall carbon emissions by 45% in 2030. This is in line with the UN NDC goals, ensuring Malaysia plays its part in global ESG standards for carbon emissions. Now, everything that I just shared is a lot to take in, but the issues that Malaysians face today, such as poor job opportunities and stagnant wages, are issues that can only be addressed over time. The good news is that the Malaysian government has already kickstarted NIMP 2030, along with other major initiatives that you'll definitely be hearing more about. With time, these initiatives are expected to improve our manufacturing technology standards, upskill our workforce, increase our participation in the global economy, as well as fostering responsible practices among local businesses. And that's it for today's video. I'll catch you guys in the next one.